And 1, 2, 3, 4. I have another 6. So I will get another one of these. Amazing. Really cool. Hey everyone, this is Attackers, and I'm back with the next battle for the expedition for Aeon's End, the Descent. This game has already come out when I'm recording this for a while, because currently, as I'm recording this, I'm editing and uploading my expedition for Aeon's End Outcasts. But after that, this one, so, well, you're watching the video right now. So I'm looking forward to checking out what this expedition has in store for us even more. A few disclaimers. First of all, you can see here that the game is still set up from the last time. This is just because I'm recording the entire expedition like within like 2 days or so, in order to bring you like everything here, in order for me to have it a little bit easier to like record all the videos. So first of all, before we get started, grab yourself a cup of tea so we can get going. Alright, this one is just still way too hot. I still need to wait a little bit, but I will have time later on. Alright, so what are we doing today? I will have timestamps below so you can jump to the part you're interested in the most, but we will go through all the steps as usual. First we will look at the story for the second battle and also like check out what else we unlock. Then I will sleeve everything and set everything up, and then we can continue playing. I will not like go into detail how to play this game today. If you want to get a feeling of how to play it, I suggest you watch the first video for this expedition here. You will find a playlist here as well. Or you can also watch my other playthroughs of Aeon's End, because like Aeon's End always like plays the same, except for the foe and the friend, which is a new module here for Aeon's End the Descent. I will not be playing with these two modules today. At least that's not it's my plan, because I want to have a little bit more room to like display everything here and have more room for the nemesis, right? All right. Without much further ado, let's check out the story. So let's just see. We are now at Intro to Battle 2. How much is that? Oh, it's a lot. So, yeah, strap yourselves in. Get yourself a hot beverage of your choice, at best a tea, and let's get going. As I said, if you want to skip this, the lore and the story and everything, just use the timestamps below. Intro to Battle 2. The rolling plains north of the mud-crust mire are dotted with the ruins of old towns. Cabins wilt like starving flowers, their wooden beams eaten from the inside by rot and termites. The abandoned streets stink with decay. Blackened corn husks and chicken bones that crack beneath Brahma's footsteps. Century-old vestiges of the calamity that still haunt the barren landscape. Brahma leads her people from ruin to ruin, sheltering in the burnt-out carcasses of humanity's ancient homes. She hadn't expected the followers to rush forward to join her on her probably suicidal odyssey, simply because she gave a pretty speech. She'd barely even expected Alana to still be up to tag along, considering Brahma barely had a plan. But they had. Men, women, children, people of all kinds had stepped forward with one mind and spit at the feet of the sisterhood who had been their only protection from the nameless. It was as Janji predicted. They were desperate for hope, a new life where they could be something. And now Brahma paces the dirt-swept floor of an abandoned cottage, listening to the rain drip through the cracks of the ceiling and considering the dozens of expectant eyes awaiting her promised land. That's the problem. I hadn't considered it, she says, tapping her fingers against her initiate necklace. She'd only just barely earned this. A distinction she'd craved her entire life. Now it means nothing. The idea wasn't fully formed when my hand was pushed. Brahma shoots a glare over at Janti, who merely grins back. She's been in fine spirits ever since the exodus from the sisterhood. An idea in your head helps nobody. It would have languished there in your self-doubt. You're a leader, Brahms. You just need a push over the edge. Sorry, can we discuss the fact that we have no idea where Carrick is? Delana runs a nervous hand through her hair. I know, it's by the ocean. Brahma brings her hand out flat in front of her to try to visualize their surroundings. If we find the ocean, we can walk along the edge until we reach it. Have you seen how big the ocean is? Layson interjects with a derisive snort. She's leaning against the cottage wall, sharpening her spear. The scraping of metal and stone sets Brahma's nerves on fire. Incredible plan you got there. You didn't have to come along with us, you know, Brahma snaps. And miss the adventure? I would never. Things were always so boring and under control with the sisterhood. I want front row seats to this catastrophe. It's not going to be a catastrophe. I'm the leader of these people now, so I'm going to think of a plan. Right, of course. Shanti claps her hands. Come on, Leeson, step aside so Elder Brahma, the wisest among us, can make a plan. Brahma shudders. The term elder feels awkward and heavy around his shoulders. That's not what I meant. I'm not trying to be an elder. Then stop thinking like the sisterhood. Shanti takes a step forward and catches Brahma's cheeks in her soft, cold hands. They steady her whirling mind like twin anchors. Knowing magic doesn't make you special or smaller, it just makes you magic. If we're going to be a group, we need to work together. Consult the followers? But I was a follower up until a few years ago. We're not brainless sheep. Even Delana stood up to the infector when we needed her, and she's the biggest coward I know. Shanti waves off Delana's indignant protest before it even comes out of her mouth. You're different from the sisterhood, Brahms. You're smaller, you're far better looking, and you're 100 times bolder. Use the resources you have. I don't. Brahma blinks, her eyes growing hot. She shakes away her embarrassment and takes a deep breath. You're right. Even if I don't know the path forward, someone else might. I'm not going to lead everyone in circles because I'm too afraid of asking for help. Incredible plan, boss. Shanti smacks Brahma lightly on the cheeks before stepping away. I had a feeling you'd come up with something that brilliant, so I took the liberty of reaching out. Shanti makes a sweeping gesture as the cottage door just as it swings open, revealing Thraxia and a young woman, her dark hair pulled back from her face. On her hip she balances a young girl, maybe 2 or 3 years old. Elder Brahma, I'm Myrna, a forager. Myrna dips into a slight bow. And this is my niece, Fedraxa. I apologize, but she's just begun to walk and my brother is worried she will wander off if someone doesn't keep hold of her. Call me Brahma. Being called Elder feels foolish. Brahma touches Myrna gently on the shoulder, beckoning her to rise. Please tell me, do you know the way to Carrick? Alas, I do not. Myrna reaches into her satchel and produces some wrinkled parchment carefully kept and creased over many years. However, in the limited amount the elders allowed us to carry, my family kept and passed down a small journal about all the places the clan journeyed. In it, I have directions to the mountains of the Henge mystics. Brahma takes the pages from Myrna's hand, peering at them closely. They are an ancient order who melt themselves with stones to gain their patience and longevity. It may be a myth, but my grandmother wrote that some of them have been alive since before the calamity. That's not possible, Delana gasps. Even the ancestors of the elders only knew the times before the calamity through books and stories. The magic of the Henge is ancient and forgotten by all but those who practice it. Myrna hikes Fedraxa further up her hip. But I believe the stories passed down with me. Brahma nods decisively. Take us there. The journey to the Henge mystics takes weeks. With only 4 mages, Brahma must travel slowly. Their best defense against the wandering nameless is avoidance, lying low wherever they can along their path. It drives Brahma mad to travel like this, but it's the safest choice for a mostly defenseless people. Each night, sheltered in ruins or hidden among trees, she dreams of towering walls and hearth fires. Each day Myrna walks with Brahma at the front of the group. They aim themselves towards the sky-teethed mountains, their peaks growing over the horizon. The grasslands turn to forest, the forest turns to marsh, and then finally the ground begins to slope upward. The air grows dry and thin as they climb, following the instructions written in Myrna's journal whenever the path splits or falters. When they finally reach the mouth of the cave, an old man is sitting cross-legged in front of it, his eyes closed in peaceful meditation. He cracks an eye open at Brahma's approach and smiles. I know why you've come, travelers, he says, his voice as rough as the stones beneath him. My name is Mazahaedron. I am honored to help you on your quest. Brahma is taken aback. What kind of magic must he possess to hold such knowledge? Oh, I have just been eavesdropping on you during your climb. Mazahaedron chuckles and rises to his feet. I have been to the city you seek during my lifetime, Brahma. I remember the path there well. It will be simple to guide you. So the stories are true? Myrna breathes, wide-eyed. You truly are mortal. Wouldn't a mortal choose to look as I do? Mazahaedron's smile creases his wrinkled face. He steps forward and takes Myrna's hand in his. We mystics merely know how to extend our lives by taking excursions into the void. Time is different for us in these caves. The void? Brahma takes a step back, suddenly nervous about the cave in front of them. Mind it not. We should not linger over such matters. It is not the way of a mystic to be hurried, but right now I fear time is in short order. Mazahaedron squeezes Myrna's hands. If you'd like to be guided to the city of Karek, I will need your help first. There is a settlement at the base of the mountains. The stones hear the echoes of dread singing. There are monsters there, scavenging void creatures and corrupted magic. Please, free the mountain from this sorrowful echo. Of course, Brahma promises. As long as my people can shelter here while we fight, I would not put them in harm's way unnecessarily. They may remain, but I think this wise woman should accompany us. Mazahaedron nods to Myrna, who looks back in shock. Me? But I'm just a forager. I cannot fight. You are more than a forager, Myrna. You are a scholar. The wisdom you hold is a magic of its own. We will be stronger with you by our side. Alright. And with that, we know what's happening. I actually like the story so far quite a bit here. I like it. And stories are always fine. And this one is nice. I like it. I like the characters. I like the little things sprinkled throughout. Also, there are like lots of characters from old Aeon games. So, very interesting. Alright, so we can now open envelope 2 and open deck 2A. And I think that's it. And then we fight the Coven. So, we have envelope 2 here. And oh, it's already opened. Alright. It wasn't me, I promise. So let's see what we have here. Okay. So, we don't need this one anymore. Alright. So, we have new index cards here. We have friend, Myrna the Scholar. Oh, it's a friend. I see. Myrna is the friend. Foe is the Scavenger. And the enemy is the Coven. Alright. Good. And then here we have a new foe and a new friend. I will probably not play with those this time, depending on how much space the boss needs. But I think I will rather not. If you want to see how friends and foes play, like the new mechanism from for Aeon the Descent, I suggest you watch the prior video to this, the first one. But let me put those aside for now. So let's see here. So we have a few tokens. We have destiny tokens. We have barrier tokens. We have knowledge tokens. I already have those from an old version, so I can take my old ones. They first appeared in Past and Future. And here we have the new mage and the new boss. Alright. We have the Coven here. Very cool. It's like, oh, that looks pretty cool. So, unleash, remove one power token from either Diatribe or Despair or Melody. Diatribe of Despair or Melody of Madness. Okay. And then we have Mazahaedron. Okay, very cool. I'm pretty sure that this one was also a character in a different Aeon game. Like the characters, like they appear, they reappear, and they have like different abilities and stuff because they get better, right? Okay, so this one, he is like working with the destiny tokens. Very interesting. And then we also have the deck here. Let me just open this up. Give me just a moment. I'm too stupid to open it, but that is not anything new if you know my channel. Oh, come on. Seriously? Huh. Here we go. Alright, so let's just put that over here. So I don't need this here anymore. Okay, so what do we have? We have a... Oh, that's for Mazahaedron. He has the Fragment of Earth here. And that's it. That's the only card he has. And then we have a few treasures here, because we can now also take a treasure. I will get to that in just a moment. Here we have the Friends and the Foe cards. And here we have the deck for the Coven. Okay, and also we should have upgraded basic cards. Yeah, we do. And with all of these, I can construct the boss deck now. Alright, so what I will do now is, I will set the new game up and I will sleeve all the cards and stuff. And I will read you right here back at the table where we can then start playing. Alright, and with that we have set up the game. So, you see a few differences to last time. First of all, I have replaced 3 of these cards with the 3 new cards. I will not go over them in detail, right? I will just talk about the cards that I actually get. I know what is lying there, and whenever I think something is interesting, I will just tell you what I'm getting. I think that's a little bit more efficient. Then, we have a boss that is two-faced, so to speak. Well, in the true sense of the word, we have the Coven here, which is like 2 enemies we have. This is why I've added a third counter here for the right enemy, for the Daughter of Doom. The left one is for the Matron of Malice. Yeah, just left and right. I think that is something that we can work with, right? Also, here are a lot of power tokens on here. I only have 10 of these special ones because you never need more pretty much. So I took like 4 of the regular cardboard ones, right? To put them right here. Later on, there will only be 5 on each, so then I can use only these. We only have one boss deck this time, another special deck. Also another thing about the boss, these 2 powers that come into play after 4 or after 10 rounds are very, very heavy, right? That they hit really hard, but they are reduced by barrier tokens I can place on them, and that happens when I attack these enough. This one 3 or more damage, 2 or more damage, right? So I need to like build up attack quickly, spells quickly, in order to damage these. Otherwise, I'll die immediately, pretty much, right? Also, the last thing that it might be interesting here is that we have now Mazahaedron. And his special thing is that he is working with these destiny tokens. Like by using my special power and maybe also the card. I'm not quite sure yet. I will have to check that out. I can put these destiny tokens in front of players, like in front of me, and then I have like a bonus, like whenever I end my turn, right? So very interesting. I don't know. Let's see how well that works. And that is pretty much like these are pretty much all the changes. I still need to shuffle up the turn order deck, and then we can get started. Looks like a pretty interesting boss fight. And like for those of you new to Aeon's End, if you want to know how the game plays, I highly suggest you check out my prior video to this, because there I explain it, or also my other playthroughs of Aeon's End, the New Age or Outcasts or whatever. Also, I'm not playing with the friends and foes this game, right? Because I want to have room here for all the enemy cards. I will put them all down here this time, because yeah, it's just too much on the table right now. There are a new friend and a new foe that we unlocked, but I will not play with them this time. But if you want to know how those play, also check out the prior video to this, where I go over that. Also, this means that we don't have a banner card this time, right? We just have our regular starting deck here. All right. And with that, we are pretty much ready to play. All right, let's see who starts this game off. It's us. Alrighty. So now there are only 6 cards in the turn order deck again, because I'm not playing with friends and foe, right? So Fragment of Earth. That's like the only unique card to Mazahaedron. Gain 1 either. You may place the next card you gain this turn on top of any ally's discard pile, which is mine. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but if you do, gain 1 knowledge. All right. And or I can spend 2 knowledge and gain 3 charges for that. Ooh, I can charge up really quickly. That is nice. So I just, like, whenever I buy something, I get a knowledge, right? Very cool, because I'm my own ally. In a solo game, you're always your own ally. All right. So let's see. We have 1 spark. I think my strategy here is going to be to rush the boss, right? It depends on like what they have in store for us with the deck, right? But let's say this is not disrupting our plans too much. I would like to just rush the boss. It means just get 2 or 3 of these gems, and then just go all out with spells. So 1, 2, 3. I have 4. Yeah, but let me spend all the 4 for the Vashium, and since I placed it on top of my discard pile, I now get 1 knowledge token. Again, let me get 1 right here. I'll just put it here on my board here. All right, that's already it. 5 cards. There we go. And here is the treasure. So one thing I need to explain is, because we won the first battle, after battle 1 in a 4-battle expedition, you get one treasure level 1, and I got this one here. This replaces a spell or gem in your deck, right? And since it's a spell, I just replaced one of my sparks with it. If I cast it, the following happens. If this was cast from a 3 breach, so I need the 3 breach, deal 2 damage, otherwise just 1. So it's like a regular spark, just like when I place it here, I deal 2 damage. But, as you know, if this one is opened, I deal another damage. So this one deals 3 damage from a 3 breach. So I need to open this one, right? Okay, so it's my... So let's see whose turn it is. Yeah, it's my turn. Okay, so I will deal 1 damage with the spark here. I need to do like 2 or 3 damage in a single instance to those. Let's see Let's hope that I can do that quickly, but I will attack the Daughter of Doom first, because, well, she has actually more health, less health, so I can finish her off more quickly. I can't focus this. I will use three crystals to focus this breach, and then I will play that spell there. That is amazing, because that does one more damage. That's very good. And these three I will just discard. I definitely need like some good spells very, very, very soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try to get like a spell very soon, because after 4 boss turns, this one does 7 damage to Gravehold. I don't want this, right? So I need to deal 2. When this does 2 or less damage in a single instance, not more. Alright, that means I did that. So I can actually place a barrier on here. Very good. Each barrier reduces the damage Gravehold suffers by 1. At the moment it's 7 damage. With that it's 6. Alright, and here I need to deal 3 or more damage to place a barrier here. Very nice. So I need 3 barriers here and 7 there, just in order to reduce like the damage to 0. This is a very interesting mechanism. I really like this. Okay, so let's see whose turn it is now. Mine again. I don't mind that. So let's see. Let me continue with that one. Here I deal 2 damage. That means we have another barrier here. And here I deal 1 damage, so we have another barrier. That's 3 damage altogether. Let me just note that here, 31. Alright, we're getting places. So here I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I can spend 1 to focus the close breach with the lowest focus cost. That's this one here. I don't really... Well, I mean, it's just 6, right? So here I deal 4 damage, and when prepped, and when I use an ability, an ally, that's me, may draw a card and prep a spell. That is pretty nice. That is pretty good, actually. Well, it's not that great. And here, deal 4 damage. If your discard pile has 8 or more cards, including this, you may return this to your hand. That is really strong. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have 6. Then I can't focus, but that is fine. Let me take these 6 to get this one here. And since I put something on my discard pile, I will now get a knowledge token again, because I did also use that 1 gem, right? So that's nice. Alright, let me draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now it's the nemesis turn. Alright. So we remove 1 power token here and 1 power token there. And then we draw the first card. That is a minion. Alright. The Abyssal Poet has 7 health. Let me just note that here. There we go. Persistent, remove a barrier token from a power in play. Alright. Or Unleash. Unleashing, remove 1 power token from either Diatribe of Despair or Melee of Madness. Alright. Oh, either remove a barrier or a power token. Very interesting. I like this boss so far. Very interesting. It's the boss again. Remove 2 power tokens here. And then here, a barrier token. Yeah, let's remove that barrier token. I don't want to remove a power token yet. And then we have another card here. It's a power again. We need put 3 power on here. I can discard it by spending 6 either. Okay. Unleash twice in 3 rounds. Any player discards a card in hand that costs 1 or more and suffers 1 damage. Wow, that's quite a lot of stuff. It's quite a lot of bad stuff for a level 1 card. Alright, 2. So let's see. I have 3. I will focus this one here again, just so that I can play this one here. And also I will play this one here. That is my turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see whose turn it is next. Okay, so this is a boss that like hits really, really hard if I don't keep it in check. It's kind of tough because this is not a boss you can just say, okay, I'm just going to kill all the minions and the boss. You also need to keep the boss in check at the same time. This one here will be an issue. Alright, we start. That's good. So I deal 2 damage with this one here to the Daughter of Doom. So I get a barrier on here and another damage to the Daughter of Doom for another barrier. And that is 3 damage altogether. So we are now at 28. Okay. But I need to get some more hard-hitting spells. I got one here. Very good. Alright, can I open this one? I can. 2, 3. That is, I will spend 3 here in order to open this one. And then I can place this one right here. Nice. And this one I will just place here. I have one more crystal left that I will just use as well. So just so that I can like cycle through my deck a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. So let's see whose turn it is next. It is the nemesis turn. Remove the power tokens here. Then I will use this one here to remove a barrier. And here I will remove a power token as well. So let me just replace that power token here already, so it looks a little bit nicer. Alright, and then a new card. Okay, it's like a lot of cards. I need to do something here. To discard, spend 5, okay, and power 2. Unleashed, remove 2 barrier tokens from any power. That is interesting. It's like all about these barrier tokens. That is a very interesting mechanism. I love this. Great. Alright, I'll do 5 damage here because of the open breach. I will deal that damage to the Matron of Malice. That means down to 40. And also since I dealt 3 or more damage, I can place a barrier token on here, which is huge. And then I do 1 damage to the Daughter of Doom, like this. And that also lets me put a barrier token on here. So I would like to, at least 2 here, and let's say like 5 to 6 at least here. That would be, like 5 would be good. But I'm actually kind of cool here. But here I need 1 more at least. But I need to like get that other spell in time for that, right? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 here. That's not enough for that. But let me just get another spell. I could take this one here, right? I don't want to focus too much anymore. So I could take this one here. This one gives me like 3 either. And also I can lose 1 charge. And if I do, I can put an emulate token on an enemy. And whenever the enemy is destroyed, then the emulate token lets me destroy a card in hand, which isn't too bad. So I could do that. You know what? I will spend the 5 to get this one here. I need a few gems in order to get better spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So it is the nemesis turn. We remove these 2 power tokens. So this one now is done. So we need to resolve this. And this says Gravehold suffers 7 damage. But we reduce it by 1 for each barrier. So I have 4 barriers I had on there. Then that means it's 3 damage. So we're down to 27. That's fine. That's okay. And then we don't discard this card. So what we do is we put 5 new power tokens on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I will add these 2 I need to do anyways, right? So I will add 1 more with this one here. This one here will remove a barrier or unleash. Oh, let me unleash, I'd say. Yeah, let me unleash. And that means I will remove power token from here. Okay, I think that's fine. It's an attack. Remove 2 power tokens from Melody of Madness or unleash. And I have to discard 3 gems in hand. I do have 3 gems. I could do that. It's not great, but I could do it. So I will unleash and remove a power token from here again. In order to, and then I will just discard these 3 gems here. It's not good, but, well, it's okay. I can live with that. So it's our turn. We don't have anything here, so let me just equip these 2 spells, and that's all I can do because I don't have anything in my, I don't have a hand anymore. Oh, by the way, I have these 2 knowledge tokens. I could use those quite soon as well. Let me just do that soon. Alright, so it's me again, of course. So let me deal 3 damage here to the Matron of Malice, because that puts another barrier on here. So we're at 37 now. And here 1 damage to the Daughter of Doom. Down to 26. Very cool. So you actually want to have some low level spells as well. So it's interesting. And I only have like these sparks, right? At the moment. But very, very exciting. Okay, so I do have some spells here, which is nice. And here I have 1, 2, I have 5. Let me spend these 2 in order to charge, to like put a charge token on here. And then I will play this one with 3. I will lose that charge again now in order to put an emulate token on the Abyssal Poet. So let me just put that on here like this. So now I have a reason to actually destroy this one. And I have 3 either I can use with 3. Here I can place a Venom token on an enemy and deal 1 damage to it. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this one, right? 3, gain 2 or place an emulate token on an enemy. I don't know. You know what? I think I will use the 3 to actually power up 1 more here. I think that's the better thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let's just shuffle these cards and see whose turn it is next. There we go. It's my turn. That's nice. So I'll do 5 damage here. I'll do that damage to the matron again. 32. And put a barrier token on here. So she's not dealing no damage, which is amazing. And I will deal 1 damage to the Daughter of Doom. Barrier token and 25. At the moment I really have it under control, but it will all spiral out of control in just a moment when these get activated here, right? So let me see if I can maybe disable one of those. This one here, removing 2 barrier tokens wouldn't be great. This one is unleashing twice and discarding card and suffering damage. That's pretty bad. I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. I have 6 exactly. So we'll spend these 6 in order to discard this one here. This one's just a little bit too dangerous for me, so this one needs to go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I want to do now? Now I want to do like a lot of things. I need to get more spells. I need to get 1 more of these at least. Maybe open a breach. Well, it's not that important, but get this one. Also, kill this one here. And then, of course, keep on damaging those. Alright, so I do have plans. So remove these 2 power tokens here. Here, this one removes a barrier or unleash. Let me remove the barrier. I think that's better. And this one here will be, this one will unleash. So let me remove a power token from here. Actually, let me reverse that. I will actually not remove a barrier with the Abyssal Poet. I will actually also remove a power token because this one has like 3 barriers on here. That is like just enough. Remove 2 barrier tokens from any power. Yeah, this one then here. Okay. Then we draw a new card. It's another power. Power 2. Unleash twice. Any player suffers 2 damage while we still at full health. That's fine. A different player discards the 2 most expensive cards in hand. Well, a different player doesn't work, so it also has to be me. Okay. We can continue. Alright. Do we have anything? Yeah, we do have a few spells. Let me just get those here, and I have 5. 5 isn't a whole lot. This one deals 4 damage. It also isn't great. But it's okay. It just lets me... I don't know. It's not that great. It would let me... when I use when it's prepped and I use my ability, but I won't use my ability too often, I think. Although I have these Destiny tokens, I should use them at some point, right? But I think for now I will use these 5 to get another gem. Just so that I'm rich enough to actually like buy everything I need. Because I now have these right next to each other and these are 6. So I can now buy this a few times. That's good. It's the Nemesis turn. Alright. So we remove these 2 power tokens here. This one will be dangerous in just a moment. This one will remove a barrier or unleash. Let me unleash and remove 1 power token here. And also we remove 1 here. Okay. We have a new card. It's an attack. Any witch gains 20 life. Oh no. That may cause that witch to have more than its maximum life, or unleash twice and remove 2 barrier tokens from any power. Oh no, that's not bad. Well then let's do the life thing. But who? Let's give her the life thing. Right? So, wow, back to 52. Well, actually not back to. It's more than at the beginning. Oh, that's really rough, man. That is really rough. But now it's me twice in a row. So, here I will deal 3 damage. 3 damage. I will deal those to... Actually, I should get rid of that one here, right? Yeah, let me deal 3 damage here. So down to 4. And here I will deal 1 damage to the Daughter of Doom. Also to put a barrier token on here again. Okay. I do have nice spells here. Also, I would like to open this at some point, but not yet. So I have 2, 3, I have 4. Or 3, depending on what I do. You know what? Let me spend 2 in order to get another charge token here. And then I will use this one here in order to spend 2 knowledge to gain 3 more charge tokens. So now I have all 5 charge tokens. And I might actually activate the ability immediately. Let me get the charge tokens. There we go. So, this one lets me gain a card that costs 4 or less from any supply pile, and I get a destiny token, or I just return a destiny token to draw 5 cards. So I will gain a card that costs 4 or less. This one is interesting. I can, if I play this, I can reveal the top card of my deck, and if it's a spell, I can cast it. And if it's not a spell, then I can destroy it and gain a card that costs up to 3 more than it. So that's a pretty good thing, right? I think if I can get it for free, I will just get this one. And also I get a destiny token. So let's see what we have here. At the end of your turn, after refilling your hand, gain 1 life. That is good, like gaining 1 life every turn. That's amazing. At the end of your turn, after refilling your hand, gain 1 charge. At the end of the turn, focus your breach with the lowest focus cost. That's not interesting. Well, if all your breaches are opened, you may cast one of your prepped spells instead, but it's not that great. At the end of your turn, after refilling your hand, draw 1 card. So I can draw 1 card and also discard 1 again. At the end of your turn, you may prep a spell in hand to an opened breach after refilling your hand. It's not uninteresting, I think, but the best thing, I think, is either gaining 1 charge. So in 5 turns, I'm full again. Either that, or I can gain 1 life each turn, because she will be doing some damage in the future, right? But I think it might be an idea to first do this, and then charge back up, and then also get this one. So I will get this here. I will just place it right here at the top, so we know that we have it, right? Like this. Okay, and this one I will get next time. Okay, cool. That was that. Then I draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5. And it should be my turn again. Yep. I'll deal 5 damage here. I will just get rid of that poet. So now, since that one is gone, I can use that emulate ability, and that means I can destroy a card in hand. And I will just destroy one of my cheap crystals here for sure. So this one is history, which is nice. Let me put that aside and discard this one here. Very cool. That was nice. And I will deal 1 damage to the Daughter of Doom, giving her another barrier. Okay, so now I have 6, I have 8. I will spend 6 to get another one of those. Oh, I did this one here. I did this one, and then I will spend 2 to get another charge token here. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and since I just refilled my hand at the end of the turn, I get another charge. That is not too bad. Alright, so let's shuffle the deck here. Okay, this is a fight that is manageable. I think I need to get rid of one of the two very, very quickly. Very soon. It's my turn. That's good. So let's just equip a few spells here again. And I have 4. With the 4, what I will do with these 4 is I will actually get 2 more charges. Like this. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Good. So it is my turn again. I'll do 3 damage here. I will deal that damage to the Daughter of Doom, actually. So down to 20. Not a barrier token, because it's like I should have dealt 2 or less. And then I will also do that spark, 1 damage. That is 19 then here. but also a barrier token, which is good. Okay, then let's see. Do I have my strong spell? I do. I do have my strong spell right here, and I have this right here. With this one, I can now do like the reveal stuff. And I will do... Will I do that? Yeah, I will do it. I will reveal the top card of my deck. If it's a spell, I can cast it. It is a spell. And it deals like 4 damage. Amazing. So I will deal 4 damage, and I will deal this 4 damage. What to the Daughter of Doom? Let's just get rid of her. Quickly. Like this. Very nice. Very cool. This is actually a really good card. And then I have like 2 here. With these 2 I will... Well, I have 4 charges already. With these 2 I can't really do a whole lot. Well, actually I can. I will use these 2 in order to charge up 1 more. Then I'm completely charged. I will use that immediately. I can gain a card that costs 4 or less. Let me take this one again because that one is really good. And then I can also gain a Destiny token. I will get this one here. So now at the end of each turn, after refilling my hand, I gain 1 charge and 1 life. This guy's a little bit strong, isn't he? Wow. He's like really strong. Okay, so that was my turn. So I gain 1 charge. And I can't gain 1 life because I'm at full health. It is the nemesis turn. So these all 3 all activate. This one here, I suffer 9 damage, reduced by 3 for each barrier. So 0. So no damage at all. And then we put 5 power tokens back on it. And here, this one, Gravehold suffers 7 damage, minus 1 for each. So that's 4 damage. 23. Okay. And then we put 5 power tokens back on here. Then here, unleash twice. So we need to remove 2 power tokens. Let me remove these 2 here. Also, any player suffers 2 damage, that's me. And also I need to discard the 2 most expensive hand cards in my hand, which is these 2 here, unfortunately. But, I mean, that's the way it is. It was nice, but it could have been worse. And we have an attack. Unleash. Discard the top card of the nemesis deck, or the player with the lowest life suffers 5 damage. No, I will unleash. Let me remove 1 here. And I discard the top card of the nemesis deck. Remember, we win when both are reduced to 0, like the boss, and this time both bosses. And also when we get to the bottom of the deck, through the entire deck, we also win. And of course, all the minions need to be defeated. There are none at the moment here. Alright, did I do everything? I did everything, yes. Good, then it's hopefully my turn again. It is. So I deal 5 damage here. I will deal that to her because I need that barrier token. So that is then 47. And I will deal 1 damage to her, putting 1 barrier token on here and going down to 14. Good. I still have 4. What will I do with these 4? Actually, it might make sense to focus this 1 more time. Right? So I can open another breach soonish. So 1, 2. I like this boss. This is a very cool boss. Very, very nice boss. This one is exciting. And it is my turn again. I don't have any spells, but, well, I have spells now. So let's see. Let me put that one here. And let me put that one here. And this one I can't put anywhere at the moment, but I have 2 crystals. Let me use these 2 crystals to just charge up 1 more. By the way, I forgot, at the end of the last turn, I could have healed 1 and put 1 charge token here. And that's it. That's my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should now be the boss's turn, I think, right? Yeah. We just remove these 2 power tokens here. Draw another card. Unleash twice. Ooh. Yeah, I will. Yeah, let's do these 2 here. That's fine. Any player gains a Scorched Pearl from the curse deck and places it on top of their deck. So now we get a few curses. This one says gain 1 either and suffer 1 damage, or spend 3 either and we can destroy this. Actually, suffering 1 damage is fine because I can heal up every round. Well, that's fine. That's not too bad. Alright, let's shuffle the deck. Yeah, I think not too much longer. And I could be done. I need to destroy a few cards. Maybe I should have taken that emulate thing here. Where is it? This one here. Oh, actually I did do it, but I don't have an enemy here. Yeah, well. Okay, so I'll deal 5 damage with this one. I will deal it to... Actually, I could also try to like get rid of her very quickly, right? No, but this one is more dangerous. Yeah, I will deal the 5 damage to her. 42. Put a barrier token on her. And the 1, just like I do all the time, to the Daughter of Doom. Okay. So let's see. First, let me equip the spell here. And then I will use the Tuned Reconstructor. Let's see what we draw. It is not a spell. So now I can destroy that and gain a card that costs 3 more than it, but this one doesn't cost anything. So I guess I could get a card that costs 3, but it's enough for me just to destroy it. That's fine, I'm happy with that. And then I have one more of those. Let me also play the other one. Please let it be a good spell. That would be amazing. No. It is a gem. I can now destroy it, but I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I will just leave it there. Okay, and I have 2 here. With 2, I will just charge up. Why not? Come on. There we go. Okay. Now we draw 5 cards. I gain 1 life, but I have full life, and here I get 1 charge token. Alright. I need to get like my spells more out here. The nemesis. It's the nemesis turn, so these 2 go here. This one does 5 damage minus 2. 7 damage minus 2, that's 5 damage. Okay, I need to get rid of that one now. Yeah, I really do. And we draw another card, which is power 2. Also need to put 5 power tokens on here. This one is remove 1 power token from the power in play with the fewest power tokens. Other than this card, repeat this once. And then I need to discard the most expensive spell in my hand. Okay, that doesn't sound great. Alright, so I'll deal 3 damage here. I will deal that damage to her. So we're now at 39 here. Okay. And then I do have my nice spell here. 3, 6, 8. That's 8. I will actually spend the 8 in order to open this one here. It needs 7 to open. And I have spent 8. So see that? So now I do even more damage. That is nice. That is very, very good. So I could also use these to gain another destiny token. Do I need another one? I could prep a spell in hand to an open breach. That's not too bad. That's just maybe doing more damage quicker. I will do that. Alright, and then I will refill my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And get a charge token. So it is our turn again. So I'll do 5 damage here. I will do that to this one here. That's 8. And then I'll do 2 damage also to her. So that is 6 damage. 6 health left. Yeah, we're doing fine. We are doing just fine. Let me put that one here. And I have 4 either, with which I can't do a whole lot, right? Anything I want to do with that? Well, let me just keep charging. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it should be the nemesis. Oh, no, it's me again. So I'll do another 5 damage to her. Oh man, almost down. Very good. And let me see. Yeah, let me just equip that spell here. And then I can use the Tuned Reconstructor. It's a spell. Let me cast it. It deals 1 damage, so I can deal the last damage to her. So she is actually gone, which is amazing. We got the first of 2 down. So we just turn this face down now. We just have her. We need to take care of. And let me play the other Reconstructor as well. That one is not a spell. Okay, that's fine. So I have 2 here, with which I will just charge up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get another charge, another health, but we are at full health. So now it's the nemesis turn. There we go. So we discard this one here. she does 9 minus 9 damage, so no damage at all. That is great. We put 5 more power tokens on her. There we go. And here we just remove that power token and draw another card. We have a minion with 6 health, the Moon Drunk Mongrel, unleashing twice every boss's turn. Alright, that's not perfect, but has also 2 shields. And what shield tokens do is when you attack this enemy, doesn't matter with how much damage, then just 1 shield token is removed, right? So shield tokens are pretty nasty on an enemy. Okay, that's that. Yeah, unleashing twice could be kind of dangerous. That could be kind of dangerous. Let's see. It's our turn. I'll do 2 damage. I'll deal the damage. Well, of course. Well, it's just 2 damage, right? I could start working on the mongrel because that one is kind of dangerous. Yeah, let me do that. Let me just do that. And then here, let's see. We have our great spell here. And we also have this one here. And then 2, 3, 6. We have 8. I will spend 6 in order to get another one of these spells here. Also, what I will do is I will use my power here. I can return 1 destiny token in order to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we get here. Alright, let's see. So instead I will put that one here. I'll put that one right here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I have another 6. So I will get another one of these. Amazing. Really cool. This one is a very good character. It might be a little bit too strong. But okay. Let me put one here at the end of our turn. Alright, so it's my turn again. Wow, now I do a lot of damage. I will do that, deal that 1 damage to the mongrel here, so the shields are gone. And then I will deal 5 damage to the mongrel as well. And another 5 damage to her. Also, I can return these 2 to my hands, because they say if you have 8 or more cards in this discard pile, which I probably do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I do, I can return these 2 both to my hand, which is amazing. Alright, 5 damage to her. That's down to 34. And also, I put a barrier token on her. Very good. I think we got it under control. So I have loads of spells here. So put that one here, put that one there, put that one here. And then I will use my tuned reconstructor in order to draw a card. It's a spell, so I can cast it immediately. I will do so. I will cast it immediately because then I can deal that 1 damage to the mongrel. So that one is not a danger anymore, which is great. And then I think I have another one, right? Yeah, I have another reconstructor. Let's see. And it's another spell. Dealing 4 damage. I will deal that 4 damage to her. Then when she's down to 30. And also gets a barrier token on her. That is just amazing. Really, really, really strong. And then I have 2 more gems here. Yeah, let's just charge up again. Okay. That is pretty crazy. Actually, let me do this differently. Let me put them like this, yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whose turn is it? Our turn again. Oh, we do so much damage here. So I'll do 4, 7, 12 damage. That's a lot. That is down to 18, right? Yeah, down to 18. That is pretty amazing. And I will do 3 damage here, 4 damage, 4 damage. So it means I will put like loads of barrier tokens on her. Like 3 barrier tokens. So this one is not, yeah, it's not dangerous anymore. I think now it's just a walk in the park. I think it's now pretty easy. And these 2 I will get back into my hand because I still have 8 or more cards in my discard pile. So, yeah. It's amazing. It's really crazy. Look at this. It's just an army of like amazing spells here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I have 5 here. With these 5, I will just power up twice again. Actually, no. I will use 2 to open, 3 to open this one. Let me just put that there, and also the other 2 to charge up here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just need like I think 2 more turns, and I have 1, which is pretty crazy. Nemesis, we remove these 2 power tokens here. This one is to remove 1 power token from the power of play with the fewest power tokens, and repeat this once. There we go. The play with the most expensive spell enhance discarded. That's this one here, but that doesn't matter at all. Okay, and let me draw a card. To discard, spend 7 and unleash 3 times. But until that one gets activated, I will have 1 already, I think. So, I will now do 5, 10, 14 damage. So, yeah, that's... Oh no, wait, that's me. That is Gravehold. Here we go. So, down to 4. Okay. And I will get these... No, I will not get these back into my hand, actually. Because my discard pile is not there anymore, but that's still fine. Put them like this here. And then here I have 4. With these 4, I will just charge up completely here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before I will draw cards, I will use my ability. And I will return... Let me return the one that lets me gain 1 life, because I can hardly be killed anymore. So I can draw... I can actually draw 5 cards, so my turn isn't over yet. And then I will use the Tuned Reconstructor here. That is a spell, dealing 1 damage. And I can use that Tuned Reconstructor here in order to not deal more damage. Okay, that's fine. And then I have 3, 4, I have 5 here. With these 5, I will just charge up 2 more times. Alright, there we go. Let me also discard these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm gonna gain a charge at the end of my turn. Alright, now it's the Nemesis turn again. We remove these 2 power tokens. Draw a card. Unleash twice. Yeah. So I will unleash that one here. So this one deals 0 damage to me. We put 5 more tokens on here and unleash again. And then any player or Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Let's direct that to Gravehold, I suppose. Actually, I can also take the damage. Let me take the damage. There we go. Okay. So let's shuffle these cards again. And let's see whose turn it now is. If it's my turn, I win. It is not. Okay. So let's remove these 2 power tokens here. Draw a card. That is a minion. With 9 health, which is quite a bit. Every time, like every persistent, any player loses 2 charges. Okay, that's fine. Or any player discards a prepped spell that costs 3 or more. Alright. We can work with that. It's our turn. I do 4 damage. And with that, the boss is history. There we go. That was an easy fight. That one was much simpler than the first one. Why is that? Well, the first one was much more messing with the way I play and with my hand and stuff. This one was just forcing me to attack quickly, and I went very quickly into spells. Right, I got 2 of these only, I think. Right, 1 of those, 2 of those, and then I just went for spells. That's it. And paired with the ability here to charge up quickly and stuff. That was really quickly. That was crazy. That's a crazy one here. But yeah, wow, that was a really nice, easy fight. But the boss is very cool. I like the boss a lot. The boss is a lot harder, I think, when you have a different mage. And also the cards here are pretty good for that, right? But if you do completely random, a randomized fight here, it would be a lot harder. All right, let's take a look at the story and how it continues. Here we go. Battle to conclusion. Alright, there we go. As usual, you can just skip to the rewards and to other parts of the video if you want to. It has been a long time since I've been able to stretch those old bones. Mazahaedron laces his fingers together and lifts his hand above his head in self-satisfaction. I had forgotten how rewarding it can feel to step out from the pace of glaciers. We fought your battle. Your mountain is safe. Now will you fulfill your end of our bargain? Brahma touches the edge of a house, scarred from fire and splattered with gore. We need to get to safety as quickly as possible. Of course, of course. It will be good to see the city of my youth again. Mazahaedron nods his head slowly. Let us collect your people and be on our way. As they travel, Mazahaedron dazzles them all with tales of the great city of Karek. How the sea and brass buildings would glitter like jewels in the sunlight, and how the massive crowds of people, more people than Brahma can even imagine, would flow through the city streets as they went about their days. Thousands living in the city in tall houses that stretched into the sky, thousands more arriving on foot or by boat to trade their wares or stop on their travels and admire the beauty of the city. And, best of all, he promises the Great Archive. Home to 1,000 scrolls, the knowledge of a dozen generations collected and preserved. Brahma sets Thraxia to walk beside the old man because it's clear that, in spite of his vast knowledge of the world, he has not left his cave in many decades. More than once he nearly leads them into the path of Nameless, blind to the tracks and traces Brahma and her friends have spent their lives studying. He would not survive long out there without their guidance. They travel weeks, making quicker time as Mazahaedron leads them confidently down old roads and paths long obscured by the undergrowth. He moves as surely as if he came to the city only yesterday, not hundreds of years ago, and before too long Brahma catches the first glint of something over the horizon. The great brass dome of Karek, Mazahaedron proclaims, pointing to the glittering light. And there, beneath, you can see the tops of the walls. Stone walls begin to loom up in front of them, dizzyingly tall even from this distance. Brahma has never seen anything half so tall in her life. They would dwarf and nameless. She feels her legs get shaky from the joy of seeing the fabled city is everything she has promised and more. She has not led her people to their doom. The legends, her dreams, they're real and solid. Beside her, Janti grabs her hand and squeezes. Are you sure that's brass? Layden shades her eyes with her hands and peers at the city. It looks more green than copper. Copper turns green when it rusts, Myrna suggests. Perhaps in 1,000 years the shine has diminished. No, it looks more like emeralds. Brahma drops Janti's hand and steps to the front of the group. Something's wrong. That's it? Alright, very cool. And now we open deck 2B, which should give us new cards for the market. Like new market cards. So let's just see here. Yeah, there we go. We have 1 gem and 2 spells. No new relics this time. Yeah, we have a new gem here with a star there. Okay. Oh, because we this actually gets cheaper when you have charges. Okay, interesting. We have the Flame Gazer. Okay, very cool. This like plays with the emulate tokens, and this one here does a little bit of damage. And when you develop cards, then you can place elemental tokens on an enemy. Alright, very interesting. So it plays like with a lot of elemental tokens, which makes sense because that is also one of the new mechanisms in this version of Aeon's End. Alright, so that ends this video, the second battle of the expedition of Aeon's End, the Descent. Very great boss, really cool character. I'm really happy to be able to add those to my collection. So far, I'm not disappointed at all. It is the same Aeon's End gameplay, but it's nice that you have like these modules, right? You now have the friends and the foes, which you didn't see this video, but in the last one. And also you have like these tokens here, the emulate tokens and electrifying stuff. So that's pretty cool as well. I like that. So yeah, very cool. I still think like if you want to have an intro to Aeon's End, I would still suggest the New Age. I think it's just the best intro to the series, but this one is a very good addition. I like this a lot. I wasn't a huge fan of Past and Future, to be honest. It was still good, but like compared with like the high bar that Aeon's End has set, it was a little bit weaker. This one is good. I like it a lot. I hope like for some like really interesting bosses. This one was very interesting. But I think they can like up the game a little bit more, but now the harder bosses are coming, so I think that will be the case. Alright, well, that marks the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for sticking to the very end. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support. Especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons. And the biggest thanks go out to Thagono, who supported me at the highest tier. Thank you so much. That's very generous and helps me make even better content in the future. You can support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and cheers.